Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of WrestleSlam, the podcast brought to you by the McCoy Casino, Cork City. And we bring you yet again another weekly show. It's Ireland's longest running wrestle podcast. And we'd like to thank you all yet again for tuning in every single week. To all our loyal listeners and followers, thank you very much for tuning our way too. We're joined by the one and only Matt Murphy and Phil Conley. And we bring you yet again a fresh episode ahead of RCW this Friday, Good Friday in Cork. And of course, WrestleMania will be next week. We've got lots to talk about, including OTT. Dolph Ziggler is coming. I'm going to say Dolph Ziggler because I know him as Dolph Ziggler, or Nick Nemeth. He has been announced for OTT as well, so we'll have more details on that shortly as well. We've got some match announcements via RCW as well. This Friday at the PAV, get your tickets ASAP.
Tickets are very, very low as well at the moment, so they're almost gone, almost.
As expected. So yeah, there's lots to talk about. First of all, I'm quickly going to mention as well, yet again, as you know, guys, we record this episode on Monday. The show goes out Tuesday, but tonight, CM Punk returns to Chicago for WWE Raw, which will be interesting. On Raw tonight, you have Jey Uso versus Nakamura. Sami Zayn battles the big Bronson Reed. Also as well, guys, we did touch base there recently as well that obviously Bray Wyatt, Becoming Immortal will premiere on April 1st. So make sure you do check that out, guys. That will be on the WWE Network and Peacock. SummerSlam, they have announced that it will be there on August 3rd, Saturday, and it's going to be in Cleveland. So SummerSlam has been announced for Cleveland. I actually seen something today. WrestleMania 41 was announced. Well, it wasn't announced, but I think they have the venue. And it was somewhere I was quite surprised, but apparently they have the venue picked for 41. I'll try and find that before the end of the show. I seen it pop up.
Was it?
What was it?
Minnesota.
I think it was Minnesota. Yeah, it was somewhere I was kind of surprised because obviously, we're so used to the big places like New York and such and such. Might have been Minnesota. Yeah.
What about money these days? Like they're going to bid for it, and whoever bids the highest.
Yeah. No, it was an interesting one. Also, WWE surpassed 100 million subscribers. They're catching up with us here at WrestleSlam. We're on 102 million subscribers. They have 100 million. So yeah, look, there's a lot to talk about. We'll touch base with RCW just in a second. But some All Elite Wrestling news as well, guys. Jake the Snake Roberts extends a contract, so he's signed a new 1-year deal. Drew McIntyre continues to troll CM Punk, which is always interesting. One that's going to break in Twitter at the moment, Ronda Rousey's on an absolute rampage. She is talking about, I suppose, a lot of stuff that is really pissing her off at the moment when it comes to the world of WWE. She could only write a book about a lot of stuff she's on about right now. And her new book is out as well. Quick plug, her new book is due out in the coming there. So yeah. So I'm going to go to you first, Phil. I suppose leading up to Mania, there's always been the news here and there.
The whole thing with Ronda as well is she's doing one of her first ever things next week. She needs people talking about her because that's next week, WrestleCon. And people talking about her because she's not really in the limelight at the moment.
Yeah, like we have to mention Ronda first of all, right? She's not the greatest UFC women's champion of all time. Obviously, she was overtaken. But look, to be fair, Ronda is definitely the top 3 of all time when it comes to UFC women's champions. First of all, she is, and you can't take that away from her, But in regards to wrestling, she made a huge impact. Her debut match was quite good. She lost her way along the line somewhere. Now I rate Ronda. I do rate Ronda.
She had a kid, and it's hard to adjust to life once you have that child.
Yeah, and to be
yourself, like with all your stuff that you once your life becomes someone else's. What's the word for when you're kind of secondary because the child comes first?
Overwhelmed, like that's the thing.
You sacrifice a lot, yeah, you do. And I suppose
exactly.
She does seem very content though with the chill life. Like I know she's got a farm and she has all the animals and she lives a very normal life. Like I think she's always on the farm and she's always kind of nurturing her animals and growing her own crops and all that kind of stuff. Obviously with the baby and stuff. Like she's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
So she doesn't need the money really. Like
But she is attacking WWE at all. Like in the last 2 days, there's a lot of stories come out about her. And just before we came on air there, I was telling you one that just broke 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That Ronda Rousey suffered a concussion from the slap by Stephanie at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view in 2018, I think. Yeah, 2018.
Yeah. Yeah, 2018.
Stephanie hit her so hard in the face that she was concussed. Which kind of, I don't want to sound hypocritical because I can imagine Ronda at the time saying, "Hit me so hard because it needs to be believable."
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Ronda told her to hit her, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's mad. Matt, what's your thoughts on Ronda? First of all, look, she's starting off the show here. We have many topics to go through, right? And I know you've had a long day, Matt. Matt's been non-stop all day. But listen, what's your thoughts on Ronda? You know, from day one to now, you know, is it all thumbs up, or did you just see, you know, something that you like to say?
I mean, like, I always believe in if you're gonna say anything or if you're gonna call anything out, you need to back it up. So the way around it is like talking about WWE at the moment and about how she doesn't like how everything's going. I mean, to be fair, she did had a chance to be one of the talks for backstage. Because she's recognized on UFC, recognized around the world, that maybe that WWE would have let her like have not her own way, but her own ideas for stories. But once she was told that her contract was coming up, they said, "All right, we'll offer you a extended contract and build up your build with Shayna Baszler." And she said, "No, I want to leave it." And I don't know if she was clear, but the way she was talking about on Twitter, personally, it kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. As a Rounder, you did have your chance to prove something, but you just have to leave it. Like so, so that's what I say about Ronda Rousey at the moment. I'm like, okay, Ronda, we get it, girl, we get it. Baddest woman on the planet, but sure, look.
Yeah, like when it comes to her contract, first of all, and this is completely off scale, apparently she was getting paid $2 million a year plus bonuses. So like she was coming out with 3.1 million a year.
And
that's
probably merchandise on top of that as well.
Yeah, that's a really good salary, right, for a person that never wrestled. Now Ronda Rousey is definitely high profile, there's no doubt about it. And when she made that debut, I was very happy. I was lucky enough to see her fight in Mania. But I rate Ronda. She's a girl you would not fuck with. Her story is incredible. I really think she's burnt her bridges now with WWE. Now, saying that, she is talking about Vince and
Bruce Pritchard is
Bruce Pritchard, yeah, and like then again, you know, you look at the whole Punk thing, and Punk really burnt his bridges with WWE, but now he's back. You just wonder, like, you know what I mean? They gave her everything. You know, she got the belts.
The only thing that's not going her in her favor is that she's almost 40.
Yeah, and I suppose she's been through a lot. Like, I know she's got that, you know what I mean, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, and yet again, you know, she is not your orthodox wrestler, but she's adjusted well. And when you look at all these people that make the crossover, like you look at like the likes of Logan Paul. Like Logan Paul looks like an athlete. Ronda looks like an athlete, but I think Logan Paul's took more to wrestling than Ronda has, and you know all these crossovers. But yeah, I just don't know what. I don't know. Is she just trying to sell the books? Is it just a case of
she's playing the game big time. Because there was a story there that she tried to back up Charlotte. Did you read that one?
No. So what was that briefly? Was it just
last year at WrestleMania, which the match we loved, Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, that went on for like 30 odd minutes. WWE said that the match only was getting like 15 minutes or something. And Charlotte threw a hissy fit and it's like, no, I'm not doing it. This has to be 25, 30 minutes. So Ronda was actually present because she was in the backstage and she heard the whole thing. And she put that out there today. I don't know how Charlotte feels about that stuff being out there, but
so Ronda backed Charlotte's claim, like
Ronda told a story that probably wasn't hers to tell.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But she's saying that Charlotte didn't get enough time for the match, that WWE wanted to basically cut the match very short. But Charlotte was like, no, we're doing a long match because we deserve it and it's WrestleMania. And we got probably the best women's wrestling match I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a great match, to be fair. And Jesus, Charlotte was amazing. I think even when the match, I remember because we watched it. I think we watched it.
Yeah, we watched that match out. Yeah.
Watch that match out, yeah.
I remember Charlotte kind of like remember the camera rolled to Charlotte and Charlotte was kind of clapping when we could see her like there was fan footage of Charlotte actually crying for Rhea as in like she got that moment. No, Rhea's got that moment, and it was class. But yeah, look, I still think look the women's division. Absolutely love it. I think Charlotte's the greatest of all time. I'm going to still say that. In my opinion, she is the greatest of all time. When it's all said and done, she will be the greatest of all time.
I genuinely believe that there should be a women's show. How do you get there though? And I don't know.
Well, they've done it already, and it was a huge success.
Oh, but a weekly show, like Evolution, an hour-long thing.
Yeah,
I don't want to see like a weekly show of like just women wrestlers because at the moment I think they deserve to be on the weekly shows with just as the men like so because they can provide good storylines. So
yeah, something extra though. I get it. Yeah, something
like
extra.
I think in the next 2 years, we're going to see so many talented women appear on Raw and SmackDown. Like, think of it now. Just in the last 3 months, you've had Jade Cargill who's debuting next week. Tiffany Stratton as well.
Yeah.
There's just so many, and obviously the evolution of Bailey being back to a babyface. There's just so much.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that.
I know it's not going to main event because it can't main event because that other match, the tag match has to. It's just too big a match.
Yeah. Until the Mania is geared up nicely, though, I will say that. I think we're going to see a lot of title changes at Mania. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, lads. I am really looking forward to it. Yet again, a couple of matches that have been announced, obviously. We know, obviously, Rollins versus Roman. Sorry, what am I saying? Rollins versus McIntyre, Roman versus Cody, the Bloodline, The Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth.
The ladder match, which I'm looking forward to.
Have they announced Jade Cargill? She's not fighting Mania yet.
She's not on WrestleMania yet, but she will be.
She'll face. She's obviously going to face. Why am I going blank?
Damage Control. I think it's going to be a 6-woman tag match. I think it is.
Yeah. I just hope that Bailey is going to get recognition on like night 2 because Bailey won the Royal Rumble, so that should be.
I think it should be night 2. Yeah, I agree with you there.
That's it. Because if they have it like the opener for a night 1, I'll probably feel a bit gutted just because like Bailey won probably the biggest match of her career in the Royal Rumble. Don't just say not a big deal. Let's focus on Becky versus Rhea, but they deserve equally importance.
Yeah, well, you see there, like the stipulations, obviously, with the Bloodline versus Cody and Seth is obviously if Rose and Rollins win, all the members of the Bloodline will be barred from ringside.
If The
Rock and Reigns win the championship match on night 2 will be under the Bloodline rules.
Yeah, they will definitely win because there's more drama to that.
Yeah, I think I got an idea how it's going to happen. I think it's like Rock versus and Reigns, like they have help from the Bloodline when the referee gets knocked out, but Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre somehow managed to fight, and Seth Rollins managed to fight out. And just when Cody was about to hit Crossroads, Drew McIntyre comes out of nowhere and hits him with the Claymore. And then it was just referee comes in. So it's not the Bloodline. They're going to build up Drew and Seth's match just before night 2. Like, I feel like that's what's going to happen.
Does Brock still come out like for the Cody and Roman match and fuck things up like?
I think he should.
There'd be some pop, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's a really weird rumor going around that I don't know if you heard this, but it's ludicrous.
Go on.
So basically, last Friday, AEW removed a certain MJF from all their websites and merchandise and.
Well, you weren't really subtle with that. Let's just say a certain Maxwell. No, just say MJF. I'm like,
I did say that in the chat, and I was highly declined.
Yeah, but I think it was the next day actually after that they released that took all the stuff off the websites. That's quite funny. If that happens, it would be wild.
But he is out of contract, like, he's out of contract in April, like.
People say that, but I don't know. I don't know where he stands People say he signed, people say he didn't. I really don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Is he that big of a name, lads, to come out in a match like that, man? You do something.
Yeah, I think he's that. Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he was briefly talked about the biggest wrestler talking about the internet after his "Fire Me" promo.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, while this thing's gonna happen in WWE, every time someone says, "Oh, so and so is gonna make a return, so and so," and we'll just brush it off like, "Yeah, right. Nope, that happened." So, if anyone says MJF's coming to WWE, yeah, MJF is in WWE. He is in WWE. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to clarify, because I know this is bad wrestling podcast. I didn't watch all of Raw like last week, but is it true that Drew McIntyre is now known as the savior of WrestleMania?
Yeah, he is indeed, and
He's got the T-shirt too.
He's also a DM hunk.
Yeah, savior of WrestleMania. I mean, that title should go to a certain someone. Just saying. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, he's like, I think Drew McIntyre has been on a serious run as of late,
The last 4 or 5 months, he's been incredible.
Yeah, and I think he's going to beat Seth, guys. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
Could be wrong, but I think he will. I really do think he will. I think that's just around the corner, to be honest. And rightly so, he'll get his Mania moment again, you know. This time
he deserves it. Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
So I love Drew McIntyre, and I think fair play to him that he got his moment, his big WrestleMania moment. But it was during 2020. We don't have to get into it. A certain pandemic happened. He was competing about no one. I want to see Seth winning just so he can redeem that moment, so it'll feel like a proper send off for him.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That case is lingering though.
Yeah. No, it is all right.
Lads, I think I'm approaching my old age now, but I completely forgot about Damian Priest is the Money of the Bank.
I did as well, but when Phil said it, like, I'm like, yeah, Jesus, I remember that now. But like, yeah, like no one's talking. First of all, no one is talking about it.
Yeah.
So like, does he come out and cash in? Do you know what I mean? He still has a while left to do that. Do you know what I mean? But it's just yeah, what happens? You know what I mean? It remains to be seen what does happen.
Because I remember all great like Money in the Bank winners like Edge and The Miz. Is that how they know how important the Money in the Bank briefcase is, that they just constantly dangle it around the place? Like I remember The Miz cut a promo when he was Money in the Bank winner, and he said, "My arm is getting very tired. I need to get rid of this briefcase." As in, oh, it's happening. Damian Priest just does not bring up about being senior Money in the Bank just as a nickname. He doesn't show the briefcase as like a threat at all.
But WrestleMania, they're going to lose the tag belts, so they're going to be down something.
Do you think so? Yeah.
Oh, I know. I have a feeling. I think I know what's going to happen in that match.
Go on, give us your load. I'm looking forward to hearing
I think a Raw tag team is going to pull down the belts, and a SmackDown team is going to pull down the belts, and we're going to have champions on both brands again.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's going to be 2 winners of the ladder match. There's going to be 2 winners.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're going to split the belts again.
Yeah, I can see that, because I remember when Roman with the WWE title, that was like the only one true title to win. Be fair if like we're gonna have separate titles for the tag teams, because War has a women's championship, SmackDown has a women's championship, Raw has the world heavyweight title, WWE has the world heavyweight title. Yeah, split the tag team belts for God's sake.
And I think The Miz and Truth are going to win from Raw.
Speaking of which, Phil, I know don't bring your own work into this into the podcast, but what do you think of that unreal camera transition when the camera followed Sami Zayn and then went backstage and just tracked back with the Miz?
Yeah, there's been a lot of that stuff. I was going to bring that up actually. That's fucking cool, I think.
Yeah,
no, it is. I love it.
Yeah, and there's also a weird. The only thing I didn't like was I don't like the ones in the ring where it goes around. I don't like that swerve. I don't like that.
Yeah, I think they're trying to experiment somewhere.
Well, it's like a UFC fight, but the ring is too different than an octagon.
Yeah. When I saw that camera shot, the one take camera shot, I got some serious SmackDown versus vibes 2011, where you play as one of the wrestlers and the camera's just like following you backstage. I was like, I just got that vibes. But yeah, I would like to see more.
It's very good, to be fair.
Yeah.
Just staying on the ladder match there for a second. There's one spot that's going to be empty. People are saying it's going to be the Hardy Boys. I don't know, to be honest.
Do you reckon they might sign that one message? Like, you look at Mania.
There'll be two teams that are free in the next few weeks. More City Machine Guns and Hardy Boys. So give or take.
I still think that I generally believe that the Hardy Boys will be in Ireland soon. I really do. I think they'll do the Mania. They'll go on a big independent tour.
Yeah, they might do an OTT show.
Yeah, I think they will, to be honest, and that'll be fucking massive. Like, let's be honest, that'll be huge.
Yeah, Hardy, yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah,
that would be lethal. So hopefully we get it.
To be honest, if I meet the Hardy Boys, it'll probably be my only few times I'm actually going to be shaking.
Yeah, we met Broken Matt there a few years ago. Broken Matt, yeah.
Jeff, I've never actually met Jeff, which is bizarre.
Yeah. What's so broken about me? I'm just okay, for God's sake.
But yeah, I think the Hardy Boys are definitely incoming. Yeah, I think they're going to be in Cork soon, or they're going to be in Cork and OTT Dublin. So we can see the Hardy Boys do an RCW show and then do an OTT show. But yeah, that open spot, lads, who gets it? Is it the Hardy Boys? Is it going to be the Dudley Boys? Or is it going to be a certain duo from TNA who are legends in TNA and that perhaps deserve a WrestleMania moment, Phil?
They definitely do. Do you know what the funny thing about this is? And I was trying to bring something about this. More City Machine Guns, right, are free agents. Is this going to be the downfall of TNA wrestling? First you had Scott, then you had this, and next, could you see Josh Alexander be next?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
could be scary times for the future because everybody loves Scott, and Scott leaving was the boys just loved him.
But that's why they're leaving.
Yeah, I know. That's the start of it now. Like, once they leave, more will come. Apparently, Killer Kelly was supposed to leave too, but that was out there as a lie. That's not true.
But Josh Alexander was hoaxed into a new contract or something. Is that true?
You know, when wrestlers get injured and they can add on time, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think
they revoked his contract or something.
I think he was injured for a year, so they added on a year.
Yeah. It's fucking madness, you know what I mean? Because TNA was really when they changed the name of Scott D'Amore was there, everything was absolutely gravy. And then
they brought back the Cross the Line theme song. Did they? They did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
It just felt like so nostalgic. So I hear what Phil said, but I don't want anything to happen to TNA at the moment.
The only thing is, if it gets so bad, Tony Khan will buy us.
I have a huge announcement to make.
Well, to be fair, he needs them for a network.
Yeah, that's coming, I'd say. Listen, I know I'm changing the subject, but that's the best thing about fucking the WrestleSlam show. I really loved what Will Ospreay had done the other day in the regards to his promo with Bryan Danielson. It was like, do you know why, Tony? Do you know why I couldn't fit into his shoes? Because they were too small, bruv. The way he said it, by the crowd erupted. Like, he's so good on the mic, Will Ospreay. And guys, I'm glad he's had All Elite Wrestling. And guys, I've seen a huge change in Will Ospreay these last couple of years. But this guy is a fucking superstar and a half. Yeah. And he could be the absolute savior of All Elite Wrestling. I think more people are tuning into All Elite Wrestling. I think he's after change in the complex a small bit. I know Sasha Banks has gone there. But I think Will Ospreay is the man that can get the viewers over to All Elite Wrestling.
I feel like himself and Okada as well. I know Sasha Banks is over there, but himself and Okada, because at this point, if you have them face off against the broomstick, they'll make it a 5-star match. That's how much of a big deal they are. So people are tuning into AEW, because I saw that promo with Will Ospreay, and I remember one of his first promos on YouTube, and he was all nervous, he was all shaking and all that, and now he's just full of confidence and he knows exactly how to get the crowd over. Like, so
he's got that real cockney way about him. Do you know why, Tony? Because they're too small for me, bruv.
Yeah.
Oh, it was class.
Well, like I feel like he accidentally said "bruv" the for a few times in the promo. Now it has to stick. He's like, "Oh, you said it well. You're gonna have to keep saying it, bruv."
Yeah, no. Will Ospreay is the man. One of our very first guests ever on Sports Matters. You know, when it comes to wrestling. But yeah, look, it's yet again, it's TNA need to get their shit together. Bring back Scott D'Amore. Make sure that a lot of big names don't leave. But yet again, if they leave and they're used right elsewhere, then I'm all for that. I'm all from working in All Elite Wrestling or WWE or doing the indie show. Because I wouldn't be surprised if say a bit of Shelley came to OTT or came to RCW or came to God only knows where. It's a good thing for us sometimes when they're out of contract because they might announce a couple of European tours just like Zach Gibson and you know what I mean, all these other people but it's yeah, time will tell what will happen there. And yet again, we'll have a special WrestleMania show next week. I just want to talk about RCW, guys. Okay, so RCW was this Friday. Tickets are on eventbrite.ie. Tickets are absolutely limited, guys, which means get your motherfucking tickets ASAP because it's going to be another sellout. The last show was incredible. We always say every time, how are they supposed to top the next show? And they always do it because every show is epic. But we just have to give a special mention to Anita Vaughan, 1/3 of the Saviors. She's absolutely dominating the European scene at the moment. She's in Denmark, Germany, the UK. She's all over the shop. And I'm going to go and say it. I generally believe that it's only a matter of time before she's taken away from us. And she'll be like LJ Clary and all these people like, Lyra Valkyria. She will be in America soon, so we'll have to enjoy these moments. Same with Raven Creed, same with Rio. Rio's gonna obviously headline RCW.
Well, that to be fair, that's due to an unfortunate injury.
Well, yeah, it is. Like obviously we know, guys. Look, Good Friday, March 29th. I'm Brian, and so is my wife. The lineup, first of all, is incredible. So Phil, do you just want to mention the injury there and stuff? Obviously, look, there was a video that went out.
The video went out about 2 days ago, where Owen Richards basically said that my opponent's injured, so he won't. He basically said, "I'm not coming to Cork. I'm not going to be." I think he will still be there.
Still be there, yeah.
Doing something.
Open challenge.
It could be, yeah.
Open challenge. Could be a big name coming as well, lads. You just don't know the way RCW, management think. We could just be absolutely blown away. We could just see some fucking, you know what I mean? It's one of them things where like there's an open challenge, no one knows, it's a big secret, and bang, you have a former fucking WWE champion, you have Ryback, you could have anyone. That's the way it works. RCW is incredible. And who knows, we've got many, many surprises. Normally we get the old tip off what's happening, but this time around we might not get that. You could just be there and Owen Richards walks out, I want to do an open challenge, and then bang, Moose could come out, Moose could finally grow a pair of balls and come over and face Owen Richards. It could be anyone, you know what I mean?
But no,
yeah, Robbie,
the match, Charlie Sterling is injured, so that's why he had to be pulled.
Right.
I think he got injured a few weeks back because he missed a few high-profile OTT shows as well.
Yeah.
So it's sad because I thought it would have been a great match.
It would have been a fantastic match. Yeah, Charlie's the man. He's a specimen and a half. And Charlie, we hope you get well soon, bro. We're big fans. You've always been great to us over the years. So we hope you're better soon. We hope to see you back in Cork. So obviously, sorry, man.
Anyways, I was going to say I met him and Sammy D up in OTT. I was going to have a photo with them, but no one was around. So I did the most awkward fucking selfie I could think of. So yeah, Charlie, we'll have a proper photo together, lad. Yeah,
definitely. Anita Vaughan versus Rio. We have there's many matches. The Good, the Boyd, and the Ugly versus the Rosebuds.
I cannot wait for that match. I don't know why.
Mr. Charlie. We have obviously a match, guys, that everyone is talking about. The Rebel X Division Championship match. Robbie X versus Leifert Borzard versus Terry Thatcher, which will be mental. More money, more problems versus Raven Creed and a special guest. We do not know who that is, but I'm sure it will be fucking epic. yeah, and I'm sure there'll be a few more surprises along the way as well, guys. But RCW at
Also,
the
as well,
top,
is it Jay Money is the host?
yeah. Dun, 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 dun. More money, more problems. I love their entrance.
Yeah, I was going to say Jerry's favorite tag team. No secret.
But get your tickets ASAP, guys. Eventbrite.ie.
Also, as well, they announced the IWA tour.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's so that's obviously, guys, Fight Factory and RCW have teamed up. They've announced many dates for the IWA Tour 2024. So the 26th of April, Cherry Orchard, the 18th of May for Moy, the 26th of May at Middleton, the 7th of July Ballyfermot, the 31st of August Kildare, the 28th of September for Moy, the 29th of September Mallow, and the what is that? The 20th of October, Tullamore. Follow us on Facebook, Irish Wrestling Alliance, IWA. So do check out that as well. They're kind of family shows, but that would be fairly epic. Is there anything else we have to talk about, lads, before we wrap up and we watch Raw tonight? I think that's it, is it?
I think Matt has a bit of news because you're in a play, aren't you, man?
Well, that is out there. No,
but it's coming up in the next week or so. You're starting in the next week or two.
It's going to be at the end of April. It's going to be the Echo Boys.
Go!
Evening Echo! I have to learn how to properly master that. So, yeah, that's pretty much a big one. Hopefully it's safe to talk about this. But, yeah, in the Echo Boys. So, yeah, that is going to be busy. So if you happen to be around Cork at the end of April, just go check it out, and you never know, we might say hi and everything else, and be like, and we could talk about wrestling and whatnot. But of course, we're going to be in a fancy theater, so we need to keep it down low. So yeah, that's me just being busy, unfortunately, lads.
Meet Matt Murphy, an all-round great guy, a podcast presenter, a host, a legend, a movie star, a TV soap star, a musician, a videographer, and a photographer. Matt Murphy. Book him now.
I don't know about Grant.
You do it all, my man. Yeah, guys, that's the show. We will be back next week, okay? We've got a big show next week because obviously WrestleMania will be next week. We'll have all the RCW content and more. But for myself, Jerry Collin, from the one and only Phil Conley, and from the one and only Matt Murphy, we thank you for tuning in a single way every single week for the last 3+ years. Approaching the 4th birthday very soon. Some really cool shit on the way. The website also, guys, will be here in the coming months, as promised. And we'll have more news and much more on the way. So from myself and the team, we'll catch you soon. And stay tuned to WrestleSlam, the podcast.
To redeem myself, Echo Boys is on the 18th to the 27th. That is the play. It is on the Cat Club Theatre website. Get your tickets now. Yeah, that is it, because I just looked at my schedule. Go on, Jerry.
Go. We'll see you soon, guys.
Cheers, guys.